What's up, my peoples? Salutations, Yisrael. Uh, I want to give praise, honor, esteem to His Highness, His Majesty, the highest of the highest, the King of all kings, the Master of all masters, the Creator of the universe, the source, the power. What so many adjectives we can give Him, so many titles we can give Him, so many things we can show Him honor and praise and show Him that He's worthy. Um, but I mean, still doesn't mean that it's all that we can really just that we can really put it out there who he is and how powerful he is and how just otherworldly he is. I have a loss of words. There are many things, many words, and many expressions in the English language and in the English dictionary and stuff, but none of them still come up to the magnitude of who he is and what he is and what he can do. So, but we still try to give our our praise and our worship to him and the respect and reverence to him the best we can. All right, but with all that being said, and with me almost getting stuck on my words and stuff, I just want to thank the Father, who I call Yahuwah, for everything. All right. I know it's been a minute, it's been a few weeks, been a while since I last did a video, and things is popping for me right now. You know what I'm saying? The Most High definitely is moving in my life. He's definitely got his hand on me. He's definitely reordering and reshaping some things, and I'm gonna keep putting left foot in front of right foot and keep moving forward and doing my thing, And whenever he puts something on my mind, and this message, this 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 video, I guess I'll just say it like that. This video, he's been dropping little nuggets here and there on me, and he urged me right now to put it all together and share it with you guys. So, and I know I only have a small following anyway, but all of you guys are important to me because you're important to the Most High. If you watch my content on a regular basis and you are in this earth trying to put up a fight to be righteous for the Most High, and you're trying to walk in a way that is pleasing in His sight, and you want to be an individual that is saved at the end of all this, uh, then hey, I give these messages for you. You know what I'm saying? I do it for the Most High. I do it for you guys on behalf of the Most High. You know what I'm saying? And I don't look for any personal gain out of this thing, or I would. There was a time where I thought I should, try to expand my reach and maybe monetize and all that kind of stuff. But all right, that was experimental, and it just that time is over, and now I'm moving into something different, and this video has something to do with that. You know what I'm saying? But all in all, I serve the Most High alone. All right. I don't deal with the New Testament. I still don't rock with no New Testament salvific son. I ain't on none of that stuff. I rock with the almighty powerful source alone. All right. Only he is my savior. Yahuwah is my savior. All right. And anybody that has a problem with that, you on the wrong channel. All right. I'm gonna try not to make this video too long, but you also know from my past videos, I just let it do what it do. If it ends up being 30 minutes, it's 30 minutes. If it ends up being 52 minutes, that's what it is. So, but I don't like to take my time. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not gonna rush through it either. So, uh, and before I get into it, I want to say this. I hope you guys are paying attention to the world. I hope you guys are paying attention to what's going on. I've been watching Africa. I've been watching Russia. All right, I've been watching China. I've been watching the so-called Middle East. You know what I'm saying? And of course, I've been watching Trump. I got a friend that calls him Chump, but I've been watching Trump. I've been watching the Congress and the Senate. And I've been watching these governors of these states. You know what I'm saying? Every now and then, y'all know I'm in Oklahoma, so every now and then, you know what I'm saying? These governors and these state legislations, they do some stuff that's crooked and evil and foul. But then every now and then they might drop a nugget in there that I agree with. Hey, yeah, all the states should do that. So, but at the end of everything, man, we should be focusing on being delivered by the Most High, because uh, we are at we're in the hands of the wicked. You know what I'm saying? And especially if you live in the United States, there are some things that we just can't get away from that they're doing. They're spraying the skies. You know what I'm saying? They're putting all kind of stuff in the tap water, and there are people out there who are willing to listen to the message who can't afford to go buy uh, um, spring water that's been placed into copper or placed in the glass. You know what I'm saying? If you do your research, you know the healthiest way to drink your water is in copper or glass or whatever. And there are people out there that ain't able to do that stuff. So we're all just crying out to the Father, whether it be in our ruach, whether it be in the spirit, or whether it be verbally. We're all crying out to the Father, like, please come get us from this stuff, because we see what they're doing. We see what they're trying to do. We find out, it's like every week I find out something new about what's in the food. You know what I'm saying? Natural flavors ain't really natural flavors, or it ain't stuff we should be eating. You know what I'm saying? Uh, you can say you're getting halal stuff and kosher stuff from people, and then you find out that they adding stuff to it that makes it non-halal or non-kosher. If you ain't growing your own meat, if you ain't growing your own food, you know what I'm saying? And heck, if you go buy dirt from Lowe's, or you go buy dirt from Walmart or Home Depot or somewhere, they mess around and have uh, rat poison, or rat poop, or you know pig parts or whatever in it that makes it unclean. And then I mean, just sitting, I just sometimes sit and randomly think, when I go get gas in my car, am I touching the handle of a pump of somebody that just ate pork? And if I touch it, it makes me unclean. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's the type of stuff I think about. Now, I don't beat myself up like that, like some people do. You know what I'm saying? I used to, but I don't do that no more. All right, but I'm just saying, some of the things that just run through my mind, I'm just like, man, this world is filthy. It's gone, and we need the Father to come save us. So, all right, you see the title. All right, y'all know I can ramble, so I'm gonna just get on into it now. But lastly, just pay attention, be watching, and don't be watching CNN and ABC and Fox. Don't let that be all your news. Now, from time to time, yeah, peek into them channels to see what kind of bewitchery and what kind of stupidity they talking about. So you can see what's coming. But make sure that you find some close to truthful sources. You know what I'm saying? YouTube is hard to find truthful sources. You might have to get like I have a newsletter that comes in, and sometimes I think that stuff be bogus. But I mean, at the end of the day, man, you got to get your information from somewhere. And so I go on social media. I don't have a TikTok, but I do go on YouTube. I do go on Twitter. I go, or X. Um, I go on Facebook and Instagram, and then a lot of my information I get just from conversations with brothers I've built relationships with. So and here recently, man, I've been pressed for time, but I still try to make time, every other week, every third week for the brethren, for various conversations to be had. You know what I'm saying? Um, I'm working hard to fully detach from this system. So and I've been talking about that for the last 2 or 3 years, and y'all know that if you go back and look at my catalog. So, But all right, we're gonna get into it. You see the title. It's called Discovery. All right, I'm gonna let y'all know what I'm on as we go through this thing. Let's start in Ecclesiastes chapter 3. And today I'm gonna be going back and forth between the Septuagint, the Britain Septuagint, and the Tanakh, my Safari app on my iPad. All right. And so we're gonna start with the Septuagint, Ecclesiastes chapter 3, and it's a very familiar verse of scripture. All right, it says, to all things there's a time and a season for every matter under heaven, a time of birth and a time to die, a time to plant and a time to pluck up what has been planted, a time to kill and a time to heal, a time to pull down and a time to build up, a time to weep and a time to laugh, a time to lament and a time to dance, a time to throw stones and a time to gather stones together, a time to embrace and a time to abstain from embracing, a time to seek and a time to lose, a time to keep and a time to cast away. Verse 7, a time to rend, a time to sow, a time to be silent, a time to speak, a time of love and a time of hate, a time of war and a time of peace. All right. What advantage has these works and those things wherein he labors? Verse 10, I have seen all the trouble which the Almighty has given to the sons of men to be troubled with. All the things which he has made are beautiful in his time. He has also set the whole world in their heart, that man might not find out the work which the Almighty has wrought from the beginning even to the end. I know there is no good in them except for a man to rejoice and to do good in his life. All right, verse 13. Also, in the case of every man who shall eat and drink and see good in all his labor, this is the gift of the Almighty. I know that whatsoever things the Almighty has done, they shall be forever. It is impossible to add to it, and it is impossible to take away from it. And the Almighty has done it, that men may fear before him. Verse 16. Hold on. Verse 15. That which has been is now, and whatever things are appointed to be have already been. And the Almighty will seek out that which is past. And now verse 16. And moreover, I saw under the sun the place of judgment. There was the ungodly one, and the place of righteousness, there was the godly one. All right. So we know that there's a time and a season for everything. We know that the Father, everything that has been created, it can't be changed. All right, everything that's in motion, that's the motion he created it in. Everything has an order, and that's the order he created it in. We understand that the evil and wicked people in this day and time who control this earth, they try to change everything, and they're going against something that is impossible to go against. And only time, they're building up this lather over time that's going to eventually get them wiped out. So wanted to start it out with Ecclesiastes. And again, you see the title. This video is called Discovery. All right. And y'all, I'm about to show y'all what I'm on with this discovery. All right. So let's go to the definition of discovery real quick. All right. And then y'all know I like to use the Collins Dictionary. All right. Oh, come on, Nat. Leave me alone. All right. Collins Dictionary, and we're going to read the nouns and we're going to read the definitions of the word discovery. All right. Because I want y'all to get a good understanding of how the Father helped me piece this together. You know what I'm saying? All right. Variable noun. If someone makes a discovery, they become aware of something that they did not know about before. All right. Synonyms. Let's even add the synonyms in there. Synonyms to discovery: finding out, news, announcement, revelation. A lot of people like that New Testament revelation. They like that book in the New Testament, but I'm thinking that the New Testament has has not been as revealing when it comes to the real Israelites and Judah, and and just the things pertaining to Judah as they have tried to manipulate it and control it to be. That's one of the reasons why I don't mess with that New Testament, man, because I think that's the New Testament is a playbook of how they tried to keep everything under wraps. You know what I'm saying? But so variable now number 2: if someone makes a discovery, they are the first person to find or become aware of a place, substance, or scientific fact that no one knew about before. All right, so now I mean I'm explaining all these different ways to look at the word discovery. All right, the synonyms for this variable now is breakthrough, find, finding, development. All right, and that's basically what we're in. We're in a time of development right now because the truth is developing right before our eyes. All right, there's some things that I believed. I came into I say that I came into this truth in 2016 because that's when I found out that uh, the father's name was important and that I was an Israelite. I was a Hebrew. All right, so that's when I say I came into the truth. All right, and back then I was still believing in that salvific son, but as of 2021, I no longer believe in that salvific son. All right, but another variable now. All right, we're finding out that some of the things that we're finding out that most of the things we were taught in school are either false or have been manipulated in certain ways to where it only makes them partially true. All right, and then as I gotten older, I found out that a lot of more things has just been full of deceit and full of manipulation and full of trickery. You know what I'm saying? And I'm leaving all that stuff behind. Whatever is true and whatever is fact based that I can attentively and actively use in my life. That's what I'm standing on now. And if I can't prove it to be true, I'm gonna either put it in the closet or I'm gonna put it all the way away. All right, until it can. If I'll put it in the closet until I can prove it to be true, or if I can prove it not to be true, I'm putting it all the way away from my life. You know what I'm saying? And there's some important things that people will unfollow me for. People will. I don't listen. I had this complex that I don't want to be a video for somebody. You know what I'm saying? But I know people gonna do whatever they want to do. If they disagree with me and they disagree with me strongly enough, they can make a video about me. I don't care. All right. But at the end of the day, if the video made about me is lies and full of lies and I can prove it wrong, I'm gonna defend myself. You know what I'm saying? Especially if I know, that person to be a liar, that person to be deceitful or whatever. But I mean, and this is going back to my days when I did believe in that salvific son. Guys made videos about me. You know what I'm saying? And so ultimately though, this video is about standing on truth and standing on what you can prove. You know what I'm saying? And if you can't prove it to be 100% fact, then you can't really challenge people on it. You can only just come to the table and discuss it. All right. And I think that's what the Father wants us to be doing a lot. The Father wants leaders to be developing. You know what I'm saying? And He wants leaders that are self-sufficient. He wants leaders uh, that are willing to show people what the truth is and stand on that truth, but also leaders that when they're wrong, they admit that they're wrong and they patch up what they was wrong in. You know what I'm saying? They get it right. Whether you have to get it right with a person or you just get it right with the information you were sharing, and put the right information over what you were sharing in the beginning. But ultimately, I know that the Father ain't happy with us when we are out here arguing and debating over stuff that we're really just chasing clout on, and that ain't something that I'm willing to do. I do not want to chase clout. I just, like I've always said, all right, I get information and I share it with y'all, and you can take it and do what you will with it. You know what I'm saying? I ain't your mama or your daddy. All right, I'm not your God. And I don't even like to call myself a teacher or moray or Koheleth. I don't like to call myself none of that stuff. All right, prophet, definitely not a prophet. All right, definitely don't be trying to prophesy. I just read what the prophecies is in the manuscripts. So let's all right, this next variable now. When the discovery of people or objects happens, Someone finds them either by accident or as a result of looking for them. All right. And that's what we should be actively doing. And I'm going to get to that in one of my little sections here. All right. We should be actively seeking the truth. All right. And there's one main truth that we should be seeking. One main truth that everybody that believes in the Almighty, that everybody that believes in Yahuwah should be seeking. All right. All right. Let's get into a few of these definitions. Discovery in American English. Excuse me. Discovery in American English. The act of discovering. Anything discovered. All right. Archaic. The act of revealing disclosure. All right. 4. Law. Any pretrial procedures as the taking of depositions for compelling the disclosure of pertinent factual information. All right. Discovery in American English again, noun. All right. The act or an instance of discovering. Something discovered. Law. Compulsory disclosure as of facts or documents. 4. Aerospace. The third space shuttle to orbit and return to Earth. Now, come on now. I ain't even going there. I ain't even going there. All right. Discovery in British English. And this is the last one we'll read. Discovery in British English. All right. The act, process, or an instance of discovering. A person, place, or thing that has been discovered. Law. The compulsory disclosure by a party to an action of relevant documents in his or her possession. All right. So ultimately, what I talk about, what I'm getting at when it comes to discovery, all right, what I'm getting at is, let's see, let me get here to my notes. Where's it at? There we go. All right. Ultimately, what I'm getting at when I talk about discovery, I'm talking about we're in a time where information where the scriptures say knowledge shall be increased. That's where we at. And as we continue to research, as we continue to try to figure out what we should and shouldn't be eating, what we should and shouldn't be watching, who we should and shouldn't be conversating with, what we should and shouldn't believe, just all the different layers and levels to this thing of information. All right. Once you find something to be true, you got to make the adjustment. If you didn't believe that in the beginning, you make the adjustment to make that part of your truth, to make that part of the truth. All right. Not your truth, the truth. All right. Because the truth is the Father's truth. All right. And those of us who want to stand on loving the Father alone and stand on calling on him alone, stand on trusting him alone, and stand on walking in the statutes that he alone designed. All right, because he didn't design the Torah. He designed the Torah by himself. He didn't have a median man, a God man here on earth to help him with this Torah. You know what I'm saying? We all play a part in Torah. We listen to what he said. All right, that's how we play our part. We listen the best that we can. Now, we're not in our land, and he stripped us of our heritage, of who we are. He stripped us of our identity. All right, he stripped us of our land. And since he stripped us of all those things, a lot of what came with that, as far as the Torah, we cannot properly execute in this life. But what we can do is show a remembrance to it. We can show, we can try to execute in a way where we can show him that we're giving effort, all right, of the things that he wants us to do. And when we show him that effort, he'll consider that, all right? And listen, I'm not trying to add to the word or take away from the word. I'm trying to process and diagnose the word in a time of captivity. All right. And anybody that says they got all the answers are lying. All right. If you telling people you got all the answers, or you disagree with me because you think you got more answers than me, I don't care. You're still lying. None of us have all the answers. And I think the Father is giving all of us different pieces of the puzzle because he wants us to try to come together, come to the table and work it out. I'm willing to come to the table. Now, if people get to a point where, you know, they just think I'm all the way wrong and they don't want to deal with me, that's fine. But this is my warning to everybody, and this is my warning to even myself. And this was why I've kind of changed up over the course of the last, 6 to 8 months to a year. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to get in trouble for mishandling any of y'all. All right, and I know there are some people out there who have mishandled Yahuwah's people. All right, there are people out there that the Most High is dealing with, the Almighty is dealing with, and one of y'all mishandled them. All right, and He might be looking at you out the corner of His eye right now. All right, He might be looking at me out the corner of my eye for something I did 5 years ago. Something I did 3 years ago. I don't know. All right, I've repented of things that I found not to be factual in His Torah. All right, and I ask for forgiveness for slip ups all the time. You know what I'm saying? I keep telling one of my friends I'm trying to stop cussing. You know what I'm saying? I don't think cussing is a sin, but at the same time, there are certain times in my day when a word come out in front of people, and I'll be like, dang, I don't want to say that right there. And just in my conscience, I'm like, man, I wonder if the Father thought that too. You know what I'm saying? He didn't want me to say that right there. So that's what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? I'm learning more and more, and I'm learning how to implement those things that I learned into my daily lifestyle, and I'm learning how to execute in a way, and I'm learning how to present myself in a way that I think the Father would be acceptable of that. You know what I'm saying? All right, so I wrote a whole bunch of notes here for this discovery message, and we're gonna start with the next thing. All right, so discovery in my eyes equals four things. All right, and we're gonna start with the first one. The first one is decisions. All right, we are living in a time of decision. Okay, everybody in this walk. All right, everybody who is considered who God is, who is considered who the Most High is, who is considered. Some people call Him different names. I call Him Yahuwah, and I don't say no other names. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, and I have a video explaining why I call Him Yahuwah. All right, some of y'all will agree, some of y'all will disagree, and I mean, to each his own. That's one of the new attitudes that I've taken over the last few years. To each his own, because I want when the Most High, when the Most High come and drop the hammer, and when the dust clears, I want to be one of the ones that get to be at the table. You know what I'm saying? Because if you're at the table, you got a chance to be saved. That's the way I look at it. I want a chance to be saved. You know what I'm saying? I've done some stuff that warrants death. You know what I'm saying? I've been wicked in my past. So I want the chance to be saved. So I'm being as realistic as possible. All right, I'm being as even keel as possible. I've shrunk my circle. There are some people that are not in my circle that I miss them, but at the same time, you know what I'm saying? I just got to keep pressing, and I understand what the Most High is doing, especially in my career now. I don't have a lot of time for. I used to have the time I used to have. I don't have no more. I got a full court press going. You know what I'm saying? So. But it's all good. You know what I'm saying? It's all good. The ones that love me, I love back. You know what I'm saying? And the ones that we used to be connected, we're not connected. It's still love there. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. So let's see here. Like I said, this is a moment of decisions. All right. You are being forced right now. You and I are being forced right now to choose a side. And you either going to choose Yahuwah or whatever else is out there. It's only two sides. A lot of people can say Allah is its own side. Jehovah Witness is its own side. Christianity, nah. It's the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob and everything else. That's the only two choices. All right? The God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, or the God, or any of the many other plethora of gods that are out there. And I choose the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And I have to, I'm using the English names because the English is what was beat into me. All right. And y'all, if you know, you know. All right. So let's go to Proverbs chapter 6 real quick. And before I go there, I just want to say this too. To all y'all out there, and I'm going to include myself in this, even though I try not to do none of this stuff. But if you're out there bullying people, attacking people, calling people names for questioning your material, questioning your videos, you if you out there debating with people for no reason, there's no commandment that tells us to debate each other. You know what I'm saying? If you out there with hidden agendas, if you out there just trying to get information and using it for other things, you got hidden agendas and stuff, the Most High is gonna be on your neck. You know what I'm saying? And that's just me just being that's showing brotherly love, man. Stop doing that stuff. All right, we ain't got to be out here debating. We ain't got to be out here with hidden agendas, and we ain't got to be out here arguing and bullying people. You know what I'm saying? If somebody disagree with you, find out why. And if y'all still can't come to a conclusion, or and a lot of the problem is a lot of people want to talk, but a lot of people don't want to listen. All right, and to have a conversation, conversations consist of talking and listening. All right. It ain't just about you see my point or don't talk or I'm gonna block you. That ain't nah. You know what I'm saying? Now, there are times when, you've dealt with people enough and you decide to block them. I've blocked people. It is what it is. So, but I come to the table in most events. Now, there are some things, man, I'm not dealing with. You know what I'm saying? There's some things I'm not compromising on. The New Testament and the Salvific Son, I ain't even. I mean, if you trying to convince me, well, it's wasted energy and wasted conversation. You know what I'm saying? The Father is the only Savior. All right, He's the only Creator, and He's the only one. He's concerned with Israel. He's concerned with the people who love Him and who are willing to become Israel. Period. All right. So, man, that's my take on it. All right, going to Proverbs 6. We're going to go to Proverbs 6 in the Tanakh. All right. Proverbs chapter 6. All right, I'm going to start at verse 16. Got these progressive glasses, and sometimes I can't see until I make that adjustment. That the lady at the glass shop taught me I need to make the adjustment. I need to hold them sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Be looking weird sometimes. But all right, so this is what Proverbs 6. I'm reading verses 16 through 19. 6 things Yahuwah hates, 7 are an abomination to Him: a haughty bearing, a lying tongue, hands that shed innocent blood, a mind that hatches evil plots, feet quick to run to evil, a false witness testifying lies, and one who incites brothers to quarrel. All right. All those are things that we could be doing, and we don't even realize we're doing them. You know what I'm saying? I think debating falls under one who incites brothers to quarrel. You know what I'm saying? Debating also could fit the haughty bearing. All right. So, I mean, in a sense, debating could fit all those things that he hates. You know what I'm saying? And I could find reasons to believe that it would fit all 7 of them. But I just mentioned 2, and that's why I don't debate. You know what I'm saying? Plus, when Elijah, did in the prophets of Baal, all them jokers, whoever won that debate, basically that was a debate on that mountain. All right, and Yahuwah allowed Elijah to win it, and Elijah killed all them other ones that was wrong. He killed the false prophets. So if you in a debate and you wrong, I mean, by biblical standards, you should die. And that's one of the reasons why I don't debate. I don't debate people. Now, just because I disagree with somebody and I'm willing to passionately express my disagreement, that doesn't mean I'm debating. All right. Once you understand that you disagree with somebody and they're in disagreement, and you might even get a little bit riled up or whatever. But you got to be willing to have an open enough mind to where, look, we ain't got all the answers. All right. there are a few instances where both people are right. All right, but then there are some instances where somebody's wrong. There are instances where both people are wrong. But then in the instance where somebody is right and somebody's wrong, if you can't come to a conclusion, you know what I'm saying? Just agree to disagree. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, we in a point right now, and I've been saying this for the last few years. The Most High is making us choose, and He can tell by our lifestyles what we chose. He can tell by our words what we've chosen. He can tell by who we hang with and who the type of lifestyle we live. He can tell, all right, what we have chosen. So when He dropped the hammer, He gonna know your side and your stance. All right. So just be careful that you are properly aligning yourself with the ways of the Most High, and let that be your decision. All right. That's the first part of discovery, is your decision. All right. Let's go back to my notes. Let's go to part 2. All right. We are living in a moment of discipline now. All right. We have to actively express, all right, that we're trying to change who we were, and we're trying to get rid of old bad habits. We're trying to get rid of our manipulative ways. All right. We're trying to better, to offer more positive and more fact-based living. What else did I put in there? All right. It's a time to operate in the spirit or the ruach of self-sufficiency and free thinking. All right. You want to be walking in your own steps and not in somebody else's shadow. You don't want to be getting cracked with an invisible whip. You want to be able to do your own thing. The Most High wants us to be our own leader. All right. He wants you to not only lead yourself, but be able to lead your household. You know what I'm saying? And don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with having a teacher. There's nothing wrong with having a moray or a koheleth or a guy that you call the leader of the group. There's nothing wrong with that. All right. And matter of fact, I encourage it if you can find somebody that's willing to tell you the truth of how things are, and that's willing to show compassion in your situations when everything ain't working out. You know what I'm saying? And somebody that's willing to seek the Most High for themselves. All right. But that's the most important part of discipline, is seeking the Most High for yourself. All right. Your leader, your teacher, or whoever that is, they are seeking the Most High, and they should be telling you to seek the Most High too. All right. We are supposed to cry out to the Father. We're not supposed to cry out to our leader. You know what I'm saying? We're not supposed to cry out to our group head. Not supposed to cry out to our teacher. Supposed to cry out to the Father. You're supposed to trust the Father to change your situation and protect you in all this matrix madness. You know what I'm saying? You got to seeking on your own. All right. And you got to do your own research. When your leader tells you something or teaches you something, all right, go research that and make sure he's telling the truth. All right. Because the Most High is going to test us in all that stuff. He going to test your leader too. He going to test your teacher. All right. So this is a moment of discipline, and we need to be getting our self-discipline in order, intact. All right. We can't be fully aligned with the Most High if we ain't seeking Him. All right. So seek Him on your own. Seek Him seek Him on behalf of yourself before you seek Him on behalf of somebody else. All right. All right. The third thing. All right. Hold on. Let's go to Jeremiah. We're going to go to the Septuagint here. Let's go to Jeremiah chapter 36. And if you want to read that in the Tanakh, it's Jeremiah 29. I encourage you to read it in the Tanakh as well in your spare time, or just stop the video and read both verses. But I'm going to read the one out of the Septuagint. All right. It's Jeremiah 29 in the Tanakh. It's Jeremiah 36 in the Septuagint. Jeremiah 36 and 8 in the Septuagint. Let me get to it. Let's see here. Jeremiah 36. We're going to start at verse 8. It says, "For thus said Yahuwah, let not the false prophets that are among you persuade you, and let not your diviners persuade you, and hearken not to your dreams which ye dream. For they prophesy to you unrighteous words in my name, and I sent them not. For thus said Yahuwah, when 70 years shall be on the point of being accomplished at Babylon, I will visit you, and will confirm my words to you, to bring back your people to this place. And I will devise for you a device of peace, of shalom, and not evil, to bestow upon you these good things." Verse 12. Excuse me. "And do ye pray to me, and I will hearken to you. And do ye earnestly seek me, and ye shall find me." Verse 13. "For ye shall seek me with your whole heart." The Most High wants you to seek him with your whole heart. Don't listen to the outside chatter. Don't listen to people that he ain't sent. All right. I ain't telling y'all that he sent me. All right. I have chosen to be a disciplined follower of Yah. All right. And I have chosen to share information that I come across with you, so it may possibly help your walk with Yah. That's why I do this. All right. And of course, I do think in my mind that he's placed there that if I don't do it, he could, in some type of way, there could be a consequence for it. All right. So that's another reason why I do share. All right. But he's been good to me when I do these videos. He's been good to me, So it is what it is. But this is a point in time that our ancestors were told to seek the Father. So what's good for them has to be good for us. We have to seek the Father and not just put all our trust in people that he didn't send. All right. So that's there you go. That's that one. All right. So the next one on the list after decisions and after discipline. All right. Now this is a moment of demand. All right. It's time to break free from liberal ideas that challenge the ways of the Most High, as well as breaking free and detaching from conservative ideas that make us cross the boundaries of the Torah. All right? What I'm saying is the life of righteousness is demanding. You are demanded. If you are going to follow Yahuwah, if you're going to follow the Almighty Creator alone, you're demanded to follow him in the ways that he set forth. You can't make your own rules. All right. Whatever you can apply from the Torah into our modern captivity, our modern time, our modern lives. All right. Whatever we can apply, we need to be trying to apply those things. And we need to be trying to execute in a way that we think is pleasing to him. All right. And that is demanding. All right. There are things we can't do. There are things we can't eat. There are attitudes we can't have. All right. We can't be habitual liars. All right, we can't be manipulators. We can't be deceivers. All right, and it's mandatory. It's part of it. All right, let's go to Zechariah chapter 12. And I'm going to read this one from the Tanakh. Let's see here. I might should read this one from the Septuagint. Let me see. I think I had verse 5. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Verse 6. Hold on. Oh, let me go to my notes just to make sure, because I don't want to leave nothing out. Ooh, yeah, verse 5. All right. And I'm going to read it from the Septuagint. All right. Zechariah, verse 12. All right, starting at verse 5. It says, "And the captains of thousands of Judah shall say in their hearts, we shall find for ourselves the inhabitants of Jerusalem in Yahuwah Almighty, their mighty one. In that day I will make the captains of thousands of Judah as a firebrand among wood, and as a torch of fire and stubble, and they shall devour on the right hand and on the left all the nations round about. And Jerusalem shall dwell again by herself, even in Jerusalem. And Yahuwah shall save the tabernacles of Judah as at the beginning, that the boast of the house of David and the pride of the inhabitants of Jerusalem may not magnify themselves against Judah. And it shall come come to pass in that day, that Yahuwah shall defend the inhabitants of Jerusalem, and the weak one among them in that day shall be as David, and the house of David as the house of the Almighty, as the messenger of Yahuwah before them. And it shall come to pass in that day that I will seek to destroy all the nations that come against Jerusalem. All right. And I will pour upon the house of David and upon the inhabitants of Jerusalem the ruach of grace and compassion, and they shall look upon me because they have mocked me, and they shall make lamentation for him as for a beloved friend, and they shall grieve intensely as a firstborn son. Now, when it comes to demanding, the Most High is making it demanding for the nations around Judah to either be against us, or to be either be with us, all right, or if they're against us, he's going to kill them. All right. That is a heavy demand. That means for us to receive that type of protection, it's a demanding life that we have to live to receive that type of protection. To receive that type of embrace by the Father, where he will kill those who do not come in alignment with who we are and what position we are going to have in the future. All right. The Father ain't just going to do that for a bunch of wicked people. Nah, the demands that need to be met are important, and we need to emphatically try to execute and meet those demands. All right. The Father wants us to be a certain way. We are a holy people, he said. We are a royal priesthood, he said. And so we have to hold a certain decor. We have to hold up a certain standard and be that type of people. And even in captivity, even in the land of our enemies, as we're going to get to, all right, even in those times, we have to show an effort that, Father, we're ready for you to put us back in our land. We're showing you now that we're taking the steps to do what we would need to do in our land. All right. There's a demand that comes with this heritage. All right. And then the last part of this discovery. All right. The final part of this discovery. This is a moment of desperation. All right. We're helpless to the evil that's been done to us. Like I said, they're spraying the skies. I don't know if people in the other countries around the earth are getting their skies sprayed, but yesterday we went through a whole day of haze where the sun was shining, and it looks that way now. Yeah, it's the same way now. The sky ain't blue. The sky is a grayish, whitish, bluish color where you can see there's a haze up there where they're blotting out the sun. They don't want the real sun rays to hit us. Now, the sun ain't going to hurt me. Is that ash? I don't think that's ashy. I didn't put no lotion on this morning. But if the sun ain't gonna hurt me, I don't think. At least it hadn't been on the bright, clear blue days when I'm out in the sun. Yeah, it's hot, but I don't be feeling no pain from the sun. But we can tell who is burning in the sun. You know what I'm saying? And so that's just one example I use. Another example I use is the food. Why do they have all these ingredients in the food? And they want us to buy from grocery stores, and they don't encourage us to grow our own and have our own ranches and all that stuff. They want us to be filtered and shuffled into the grocery stores and stuff, but they ain't even feeding us food. All right, and we are helpless to a lot of this stuff. Now, those of us who have the money to buy organic, or we have the money in the land to grow our own stuff, cool. But there are thousands of us, probably even hundreds of thousands of us, who believe like we believe, that are just helpless, and we have to go to the Walmarts and the Homelands and the Krogers and the Publix of the world. You know what I'm saying? And we are at their mercy when we're buying this stuff. It might say 100% organic on the package, but we don't know. We don't know if somebody had a pork hot dog in one hand and was packaging your stuff with the other. We don't know how they strained this meat and packaged it. We know they didn't do it the way the Father was telling the Levites to do it. So I'm just saying, we in a time of desperation, and we need the Father now more than ever. all the different laws that's coming down, what the different presidents and governors is all doing, the industries, the pharmaceutical companies and all these different companies paying people under the table to write these laws and pass these laws and do this wicked stuff to us. They're injecting lettuce, they're injecting tomatoes. Come on now. It's sick. And we are at their mercy. And this is a time we need the Father more than ever. You know what I'm saying? Let's go to Daniel chapter 7. Let's go to Daniel chapter 7. I'm getting ready to wrap this up. All right. And I'm going to go to the Tanakh on this one. Let's see here. All right. Daniel chapter 7. We're going to start at verse 19, I think it was. Let's see. The letters are so small. The numbers are so... All right, here we go. All right, here we go. Then I wanted to ascertain the true meaning of the fourth beast, which was different from them all, very fearsome, with teeth of iron, claws of bronze, that devoured and crushed and stamped the remains, and of the 10 horns on its head, and the new one that sprouted to make room, for which 3 fell, the horn that had eyes and a mouth that spoke arrogantly, and which was more conspicuous than its fellows. I looked on as that horn made war with the holy ones and overcame them. All right. And the Ancient of Days came, and judgment was rendered in favor of the holy ones of the Most High. For the time had come, and the holy ones took possession of the kingdom. The Father, all right, is going to come in our most desperate moment. And if y'all been paying attention, we have entered desperate times. Keep your hope up. Keep walking like you desperate to be saved. All right? That's what I wanted to share with you. We're in a moment of discovery. And this discovery, all right, it contains decisions, discipline, demands, and desperation. All right. And once you add all those things up, this is what you get. All right. In this moment of discovery, all these things, decision equals your choice to trust in the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob alone, or whatever else is out there. Don't matter which one you choose. Which one of the pantheon of gods out there, and you chose them, you going against the Creator. And he's saving a remnant of Israelites and a remnant of nations that he's going to save. Excuse me. Everybody ain't coming. Everybody ain't going to make it. All right. And then the next one, there's discipline. All right. Which is you deciding to clean up and put a better fight in, all right, for your lifestyle. All right, you're gonna live your life on behalf of the things that he likes. All right, that's discipline. All right, and you're gonna get away from any deceptive agendas, any irresponsible attitudes, and any malicious mishandling of your brothers and sisters. All right, you can't be inconsiderate because you disagree with somebody. And even if you know you're right and that somebody ain't on your level, we can't mishandle people that he might save. You got to consider that. We cannot mishandle people that the Almighty might save. All right. Then we come to demands, all right, which is basically holding yourself accountable and holding yourself to a higher standard, all right, to show the Most High that you want to be saved. To show the Most High that you are capable of executing if he puts you in the new kingdom. All right. You're able to be demanding of yourself to hold his standards. All right. And then the last thing, desperation. And desperation has more to do with him and less to do with us. We're desperate because we need him to save us before they kill us with all this different stuff they're doing. You never know, in a combination of what you eating, what you drinking, what they spraying, lack of vitamin D from the sun, all right, and what they may be putting in any medicine you have to take, when all that combined, if your body can hold up, if my body can hold up. All right, I'm in here too. And this is just I'm recognizing that I'm desperate for his salvation because I can't save I can't, there's nothing I can do. These people is doing what they want to us. These people is doing what they want in the town I live in. And I'm trying to get to a point where I can be self-sufficient, and I'm gonna keep on pressing and plugging until he reset this thing. And if that's 5 years away, in 5 years, I'm gonna be able to be self-sufficient. I truly believe that. But I hope it don't take. I'd rather him to just reset it, bring the kingdom back, kill all the people that's evil. You know what I'm saying? And that all the people that won't acknowledge who we are and treat us better, wipe them out. I'm with it. If they willing to treat us better and get on our level and do what the prophecy says, where we will be the head and they will be the tail, if they willing to exchange, let them live. That's what I'm on. And I'm discovering that these prophecies is slowly but surely plug and play, plug and play. That's what the prophecies is doing right now. So y'all better get on the page, man. Y'all better get on Yahuwah's page. All right. I've learned over this time that the New Testament is a test and a trap. The new test of men. All right. I've learned that you can't find salvation in that New Testament. Salvation is only by crying out to the Father. All right. Those who cry out, those who call upon the name of Yahuwah shall be saved. That's what Prophet Joel said. All right. I've learned that Yahuwah and only His Highness can save. All right. Let's see. Deuteronomy chapter 28. All right. We really about to wrap it up. Deuteronomy 28. And we're going to start at verse. Let's see. All right, verse 36. It says, Yahuwah carry away thee and thy princes, whom thou shalt set over thee, to a nation which neither thou nor thy fathers know. And thou shalt there serve other gods, wood and stone, and thou shalt be therefore a wonder and a parable and a tale among all the nations to which Yahuwah thy mighty one shall carry thee away. Do you see that here happening here? All right. They treat us like a parable. They treat us like a wonder. They treat us like a tale. All right. And we're worshiping all these different gods. Christianity is wood and Islam is stone. And then everything in between. All right. And then go down here. All right, verse 48. It says, let's read verse 45 real quick. It says, and all these curses shall come upon thee and shall pursue thee and shall overtake thee until he shall have consumed thee. And until he have destroyed thee, because thou didst not hearken to the voice of Yahuwah thy Almighty, to keep his commands and ordinances which he commanded thee. Verse 48, and thou shalt serve thy enemies which Yahuwah will send forth against thee, in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness and in want of all things, and thou shalt wear upon thy neck a yoke of iron until he shall have destroyed thee. Yahuwah shall bring upon thee a nation from the extremity of the earth, like the swift flying of an eagle, a nation whose voice thou shalt not understand, a nation bold in countenance, which shall not respect the person of the aged and shall not pity the young. All right. And that looks to me, that's what we've been going through for hundreds of years over here in this country. All right. Now, and I know, I'm going to say this. I know some of us did not get brought here. All right. I know some of us came over here well before any other settlers were here. All right. I know that. And I'm not going to get into that right now. But at the end of the day, I just know that the Most High said he was going to scatter Judah. The Most High said he was going to scatter Israel. It was part of the punishment. And we was going to be in lands that wasn't ours. And we was going to be at the mercy of peoples, all right, that didn't have no compassion for us. And that's what I see and feel over here. All right. Now, and I ain't saying everybody, because people have grown to have compassion for us. So, but you can look at the news every day and see one of the people that look like us, multiple people that look like us that have been done wrong, murder, put in jail for wrong reasons, just all kind of stuff that's happened to us. So you can't escape it. All right. And as I wrap up, uh, we're in real time discovering all this stuff together. All right. We're discovering all these different breadcrumb trails and all these different things that the Most High is just leaving us to look up and to seek and call out to Him. All right. We're discovering truth at an all-time high at an efficient rate. We're able to find things that are factual, where we can take lies out of our lifestyle and put the true things in and try to make adjustments. And I've been on that for the last 4 or 5 years too. Just make the appropriate adjustments to try to get yourself closer to the Most High. All right? Because that's what I do. I just when I find something out to be true or false, I make that adjustment. You know what I'm saying? 2 verses of scripture I want to read to get on up out of here. Let's start with Proverbs 17:3. And I'm going to read it from the Septuagint. All right. I hope y'all got something out of this. Let's see here. No, I think, let's see. Should I read that from the Tanakh? I'm going to just read it. I got it right here. All right. Proverbs 17:3. It says, as silver and gold are tried in a furnace, so are choice hearts with Yahuwah. Important things are put into the fire to burn off all the discrepancies, to burn off all the things that don't belong. All right. And it's the Almighty's choice who gets to be placed in His purging fire. If you feel like you're in a purging fire right now, just be happy about it and just continue to execute in your life the way that you think the Father wants you to do. All right. Trust your instinct, trust your gut, trust your research. All right. Try to do your best to stay healthy. Try to do your best to remember the Most High in everything. I remember the Most High every day. I remember His ways every day. All right. And I've gotten to where I don't allow my emotions to make me overstep His boundaries on most days. All right. There are still some days where I'm tested. There are many days where I come close to failing, and there are some days that I fail and I have to ask for forgiveness. I'm just being honest with y'all. And anybody that says they're walking a perfect life right now, I wouldn't believe that statement. All right. I just, we commit sins of omission and commission. So there are some times that people don't even know that they doing something wrong against the Almighty. You know what I'm saying? Now, do I believe we can get to a state of being blameless? Absolutely. So that's not what I'm saying. All right. We can get to a position in our lives where we are blameless before the Most High. All right. And that may entail Him already knowing that He's forgiven us for stuff that He set up we was going to fail in. You know what I'm saying? So last verse of scripture. And this one is to encourage you guys. All right. Let's go to Joshua. Oh, man. Let's see here. Joshua's up there. All right, there we go. All right, Joshua chapter 1 verse of scripture. Where is it at? Verse 9. This is the Most High telling Joshua, so this is basically the Most High telling us too. All right. I charge you, be strong and resolute. And if you read it in the KJV or the Septuagint, it's going to say, be strong and courageous. But I like the way it says it here. Be strong and resolute. All right. Do not be terrified or dismayed, for Yahuwah, your mighty one, is with you wherever you go. He said He would be a small sanctuary to us, even when He punished us by putting us in captivity. So He's still with us. All you got to do is talk to Him, live before Him, be open to Him, be apologetic to Him, and be respectful to him. All right. I do apologize for this video going too long, but then of course it's a sorry not sorry type of situation because I just think I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. All right. But all you guys out there, man, I just hope you're doing well. I hope you're trying to get your stuff together. Continue to strive to make the Most High happy. Read His Torah. Try to walk in His Torah the best you can. All right. Deuteronomy 4 is a key chapter. Keep that Deuteronomy 4 in your pocket. All right. Keep that Ezekiel chapter 20 in your pocket. Keep that Ezekiel chapter 33 in your pocket. All right. And keep the whole book of Psalms and the whole book of Proverbs in your pocket. I ain't saying have favorites or nothing like that, but I'm trying to help y'all. So those are the things. Those are some of the things that helps me. All right, when people come against me, especially Christians, because we live in mostly Christian territory here in Oklahoma. So when people come at me, man, I keep that stuff in my pocket. You know what I'm saying? Hit them with that Deuteronomy 4:35, and they don't know how to come back from that, because that ain't no JC in that bar. You know what I'm saying? So I had that stuff cocked and loaded. Ezekiel 33. Simple. If a man is righteous and he tell a man that's not righteous, you know what I'm saying, what's righteous, then that person's blood ain't on your hands. You know what I'm saying? So when they get the inner changing conversation with you and stuff, they trying to get on you about that Christianity or whatever, trying to get on you about that Islam or whatever, you hit them with these bars. You know what I'm saying? But all right, y'all, that's it for me. I'm fit to go wash up and grab me something to eat. But until next time, you guys know what I always say, man. I don't have all the answers. I'll never have all the answers, I don't think. All right, but I'm gonna definitely share what I learned. All right, it's much love to all you guys out there. Thanks for watching. All right, and until next time, shalom, shalom.